friends, and welcome to my channel, Sojourns with Sawyer. Sawyer is a dog that I rescued a few years ago, and he is my best friend. We love to go out and take adventures together. It is a great way for us to disconnect. We found that our little two-wheel drive SUV couldn't quite cut it for what we wanted to go do and see. So went and got myself a Jeep Cherokee Trailhawk Edition. It's a little more capable and allows us to get out to some different places and explore some new adventures. We hope you'll come along with us and find these new adventures interesting. Enjoy. There we are at the Tosohatchee Wildlife Management Area, pulling in. I'm going to go up here to the sign-in kiosk. There is a fee to use this area. It's $3 or $5 per vehicle. It's not much. I consider it a donation to the wildlife management area instead. Alright. We'll be back with you shortly. Alright, so this is the entrance to the Tosohatchee Wildlife Management Area. And as you can see, it's a state-operated facility. This is their little office over here, and then some more buildings over here. But anyhow, this is the sign-in kiosk where you come in, you pull in here with your vehicle, you come up, you sign in. It's got some really neat information here about the wildlife management area, what it's about, some of the history with the natives that settled here. Some of the wildlife, animals, and things that you can see. Now I have seen some animals out here. You definitely see some gators around the water areas, all different types of birds. I'm not very good with my birds, so I couldn't tell you what birds were what. I have seen a bobcat as well, snakes, things of that nature, just your typical Florida stuff. But you come in, you sign the book here, as you can see. I signed in for myself and Sawyer boy. In the car. It's $3 per adult per vehicle, or if you're on foot or bicycle, it's $1. I gave him $5 today. It's kind of just a little extra donation, but we're out here with the Jeep, and of course our boy Sawyer sitting back in the back there looking out the other side. This is Sojourns with Sawyer, of course, so you have to have Sawyer in there. He's ready to go for a ride, so that's exactly what we're going to do. Go for a ride, check out the wildlife management area today. So out here in the Tosohatchee Wildlife Management Area, as you come in on the initial road, you'll come down, there'll be a hard left-hand turn, and right at that turn is this little memorial. This little memorial states that on June 19th, 1943, a routine training flight took the lives of 7 World War II airmen who crashed here in what is now Tosohatchee Wildlife Management Area. So apparently, a little bit beyond this sign is where the plane crashed, and unfortunately took the lives of those 7 men that were training to defend our country. So again, just another neat little piece of history about this area, the Tosohatchee Wildlife Management Area. Now we're gonna get back in the Jeep and continue on our adventure. All right, so this is parking area. I thought it was 3, but it says 35 on that sign over there. That jolt you just heard was Sawyer pulling. Normally when we do our hikes and go on our walks, longer walks that is, I have him on a leash that attaches to a belt that I wear. That way I'm A, hands-free, and B, he doesn't have the ability to run and yoink the leash like you just did. I found the hard way early on out in a hike that it is dangerous, as I was with him and got yanked and I fell and twisted my ankle and all this other stuff. But anyhow, on this particular in this particular parking area, or on it, whatever, there are some trails. There's trails all throughout here. In fact, the Florida Trail, spiderweb, runs through here. And see the marking on the tree out there in yellow. Sawyer's going to take care of some business, so we don't need to film that. But you can see this is all wet right here. So when it rains heavily, these waters obviously rise, and they cause the surrounding areas to get wet as well. And the water does flow. And if I'm not mistaken, it flows that direction, which would be west, east, heading to the St. Johns River. Little walkway here. Spidey web, little Spidey. Always spiders out here. There's mosquitoes out here today, and of course, I didn't bring any. Oh, did I? I didn't. I ran out of the bug spray that I normally use, but I did pick some up at a store, just some basic off. Let's see if I have that. I'm gonna put some of that on. All right, out. He is a very adventurous dog. He loves sniffing stuff, which is great. Good for him. However, sometimes it could get him in trouble. He likes to go a little too far. A little muddy here. All right, out of the mud. Yep, not getting in the mud. But this is also known as Beehead Ranch Trail, and you can walk all down there. I'm not going to because it's overgrown. They do mow it from time to time. It's more maintained during hunting season, which we are currently not in a hunting season. All right, Sawyer, had a little walk, a little get out. You use the bathroom. All right, out of the mud. All right, come on, let's go. Let's go, buddy. Let's get in there. Yes, I know he loves. Oh, he's so excited. All right, but he also can trip me up. All right, careful. Oh, I'm sorry. I whacked you. I didn't mean to whack you. All right, come on, let's get in the car. Come on, let's go. Let's get in the car. My shoe's untied too. You tie my shoe. All right, jump in. There you go. Good boy. That's a good Sawyer. Yes, he is. He's a good boobas. Yes, he is. I know. Yes. He's a good boobas. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. All right, hold on. Stay there. Oh, slobberies. All right, hang tight. All right, such a good dog. A lot of people ask what happened to his back. So I'll tell you what happened to his back. A couple years ago, he and I were on a hike out at the Apopka Wildlife Drive, which is another area. Ooh, look at that bird out there soaring in. Anyhow, we were out on this hike, and it was an 8-mile hike, 4 miles out, 4 miles back. It was the end of June, and it was an extremely hot day, and there was zero shade. It was all in the sun. At one point, he kind of stopped and just kind of collapsed to the ground in this area. And when he did that, he slid down. Now, that was the only time he was on the ground, or that his back came into contact with the ground, for that matter. Well, soon thereafter, I realized when we got back to the car that his back area, he had a harness on. So the area that was exposed was puffed up and started getting red. When we got back to the house, maybe an hour or so later, it had gotten worse. It was very puffy and started to be red. So I gave him a bath, put some ointment on it, which may have been the mistake. I don't know. Ended up taking him to the emergency room. It was a Sunday, and was told that he had borderline heat exhaustion. They wanted to identify the red area, poofy area on his back, but they wanted to charge me something like $1,500 to do that because it was an emergency pet clinic. Well, the next morning I took him to my vet, his vet rather, and had him look at it, and they deemed it as hot spots, so they gave him some stuff for that. Well, a few days later, these hot spots turned into very bad looking areas, open wounds basically on his back. So effectively, I ended up taking him back to the vet, and what they said was that he had a bacterial infection. They did a bunch of tests, got some other opinions, etc., and nobody could determine what this bacterial infection was. So it basically ate away at his skin. He was on all types of antibiotics, painkillers, had to wear a cone, all that good stuff. It was absolutely tragic. I felt so bad. I still feel bad, but it ate away his skin. So that area that you see today is a bald area, and it's white, but that particular area is where the infection ate away the deepest. It ate away pretty deep. And it just was so bad that he did heal. His skin grew back, as you can see there, but the pigment in the skin did not come back, and the hair would not grow back in that particular area. Now, the actual wound was much larger, but the depth and the severity of the bacterial infection in the surrounding areas wasn't as bad, so the hair did grow back in that area. But what you see today is known as his lucky star. And it's a constant reminder of how lucky we are to have each and every day and to have each other. Me and my boy Sawyer, we're on Sawyer Sojourns. He's got a mosquito on him, a couple mosquitoes on him. We got to get those off. All right, we got to get moving because there's too many mosquitoes. And away we go. Did find some bug spray. It was in here. I'm usually pretty good about packing stuff. I keep a bag in the car at all times with stuff for Sawyer, and I usually have bug spray in there for myself, but I've got bug spray for him, spray for the clothes, spray for the skin. I've got sunscreen that I put on a spot on his back. I talked just a moment ago about the spot on his back. Whoops. Oh no. That was a little tight there. But if he's gonna be out in the sun for long periods of time, I put that sunscreen on his back so that exposed skin doesn't get sun damage. Last time, and it looks like they've come out here and put rocks down. I just don't recall this part of the road being that high, and it looks kind of like it's built up off of the sides, and the drop down on the sides looks a little bit lower.